Hey, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Chat's a poppin'. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Episode where we at 8:34. Hobby Evolution. Busy day yesterday. Busy day. I caught up on shipping. And when I say caught up, I still had like 25 items to ship, but that's like nothing. It's like 30 minutes. And I'm back down. I actually was up very early this morning, did some shipping. Only 26 items to ship right now. So I might be able to get back to zero this morning. List some more cards. I did list. I shipped and I listed. I listed and I shipped yesterday. Listed about 300 cards. I did some cleaning. Very productive Monday. I cleaned off. We've got to get, so we've got dates for moving stuff. Pictures are Monday. So 6 days away from pictures. So I've got to have the rec room. This room just needs to be like cleaned up-ish. It's basically going to look like this, except I'm just going to clean the desk, make sure there's no junk on the floor, but it's essentially going to look like this. No way around that. The closet, Herman's seen the closet. That's going to stay. And then the unfinished area with what used to be our storage is now become baseball card storage. That's got to be cleaned up. But also, I'm selling a truckload, so I've got to get space for my quarter boxes to bring back in the house, so I can bring the bulk into my car, so we can make that deal on Friday. So yesterday I worked on cleaning up the rec room and put all my bobbleheads away. I had I think 40 total bobbleheads that I had to put away. I kept most of the boxes. I had like, I don't know, maybe 10. And I think I have some of the boxes somewhere. But I keep like this huge box with all the boxes for the bobbleheads, because when my wife's like, why do you keep those? It's because when I move them, I don't want them, because that's how bobbleheads break. So I got all the bobbleheads put away. So that shelf is completely empty. So I'm giving my wife a clean slate for staging. The other shelf, I've kept my Hank Sauer game used cleats because it's, big, bulky. My Badger football and basketball, I'll probably just put those away. We might keep the basketball. The shoes are they're from the 1940s and 50s, game used cleats. So we'll probably put those away. But the basketball probably stays. The Pearl Jam art, that might just put that on the show. We'll see. I'm no decorator. I'm no stager. That's for my wife to decide. So I'm basically leaving. Like, I don't want to put everything away. And she's like, I need stuff to stage. Like, we still want to have like a sports theme in here. It's just not going to be cluttered with all your Cubs crap. So that's where I'm at. I put all my coffee table out there, my breaking table. That was just filled with cards and stuff. Piles of cards, boxes of cards. So all of that I put away. Underneath, I had a bunch of stuff, put all that away. So the rec room's looking pretty good. So next stage, this morning, I'm going to get caught up on shipping the next 26 items to ship. And then I think I'm going to bring some boxes down, quarter boxes, because I'll need that space in my car. Then I'll probably work on the unfinished area. Speaking of all this move, why am I doing all this? Well, we're moving, if you didn't already know. The latest video is up, building the ultimate card room. Remember, I suck at video, so there's no editing. There's no production skill whatsoever. It's like a -3 on the scale to 10 of production value. But I went over Sunday afternoon, recorded a little segment walking you through the spaces of the new house, the new card rooms. So that is now on my YouTube channel. Go check that out. So next Monday, picture day, And then let's see, next Friday, so a week from this Friday, is the deep clean. So that means I'll work in the morning. So I will go live next Friday morning. And then I'll do some work in the morning. And then by the time the cleaners come, I'm on the road going back to Anawan and hang out with mom for the weekend. So that's the showings. Showings will be that weekend. And then I have to freaking report to jury duty on Monday, April 3rd. Hopefully I don't have to serve in jury duty so I can go to Club 400 on April 6th. And I'm like, I forgot about that week. Yesterday, I'm like, man, April's going to be busy. I forgot about the first week of April when I have jury duty and hopefully Club 400 with Justin Steele. He's going to be my dark horse favorite for the Cy Young at Club 400 on Thursday, April 6th. Opening day is Thursday, March 30th, Cubs and Brewers. I'm considering I'd really like to go to Chicago. And I'm not going to the game because it's going to be like 50 degrees, too cold. I'm fair weather when it comes to outdoor games. But some of my Club 400 friends are going to be watching the game at Bernie's in Wrigleyville. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that. Maybe just taking a 4-day weekend. We'll see. I probably won't do it. But kind of the one thing that's like tipping it into the idea of going to Chicago, to Wrigleyville, is because I don't get, not only do I not, I have YouTube TV. So not only do I not get MLB TV, I don't get the station that carries the Brewers games. So when I have MLB, I have YouTube TV, so I don't get MLB Network. So but I do get MLB TV, which I can watch all my games, Cubs games, outside of the Brewers games on MLB TV. But I don't get the station that carries the Brewers games, which I believe they're going bankrupt anyway. So maybe there won't be baseball games on Bally Sports anyway. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do for opening day. Maybe I'll go to a bar. I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably just look for one of those illegal streaming websites that you have to go through 1,000 pop-up ads to get to the game. That's how I watched opening day last year. It was Cubs and Brewers opening day last year. So that's kind of what's going on. Nothing going on that I'll be away this weekend, so I can get ahead, I guess. Get ahead. So I will go live both Saturday and Sunday of this week. Let's get into the chat. We had a busy chat. Low Roller Scratcher is offering some free business advice. He's also a liar, Low Roller Scratcher. He says he is going to put out 2 to 3 new videos every week, and he hasn't been. It's been 7 days since his last video. So we need to put Low Roller Scratcher's feet to the fire. We need more content. He says he's running out of content, but we need more. The fans demand more. We've got Paul Heath in the house. What's up? Good morning. Let's see. Jenny is here. What's up, Jenny? Let's see. Victor, what's happening? Terry A in the house. We've got David. We've got Cooter. Good morning, Cooter. Let's see. Jenny says list baseball cards in your store. One bonus of having all them cards in your unfinished areas, it does show buyers how much shelving and storage can fit into. There you go. Look at all the space for stuff. You can put all this stuff. How big's the basement? This basement fits more than 3 million trading cards. Let's see. Low Roller Scratcher is Com C. Kyle, what's happening? Good morning. Jenny says, maybe you need to do something on eBay so you don't have time to tell Bo to list soccer and keep tabs on if he's late. Boston Smoke in the house. First day of spring. So I read, so growing up, the old wives' tale or whatever they call it, when you saw the first robin, that meant spring is here. Okay. So I saw a robin in my backyard. Actually, no, the first robin I saw was outside my office window. That seems like it would be good luck, right? A robin flying right to the little, I have like a little berry tree outside my office window. And I'm thinking this has got to be a good sign of good luck. But hey, it's a sign of spring. I don't know. I looked it up and I'm like, is seeing a robin the first sign of spring? It's not. It's a myth. It's not true. Seeing a robin, some robins don't leave. Now, here in the upper Midwest, I'm sure they do. But and then I was taking Biscuit for a walk. It finally warmed up a little bit, warmed up to where I wasn't freezing my ass off taking the dog for a walk. Still had to wear a heavy coat. But we're walking and there were like 3 robins. There's a retention pond at the end of the neighborhood. And there were like 3 robins in that vicinity. I'm like, sign of spring. Spring's like what today? I'm like, and I got to thinking, seeing a robin, especially if you're here in Wisconsin or in Minnesota or in Illinois, where I grew up, seeing a robin is a sign of spring. Now, if it's December, do you see robins in December? Probably not in this area. Maybe maybe in Southern Illinois, maybe in Missouri, or, wherever else there are robins, but not in Wisconsin or Northern Illinois. You don't see robins in December. And if you did, you wouldn't say, oh, it's December 17th. That means spring is right around the corner. No, you see robins in March. And what comes in March? Spring. Robins are a sign of spring. It's just duh. It's March. That's why. It's a calendar. Whether it's 30 degrees or not, today's the first day of spring. Spring is here. It might be cold as hell, but spring is here. Robins are in the air. Good morning, Kevin. Ed is here. What's up, Ed? Good morning to you. Busy morning at work. We'll catch the replay on the treadmill. That's something I should be using more. I've seen some pictures of me at spring training. It's like, Jesus, I got fat. Low roller, what's up? John, that 70s Card Show. Who's taking care of Biscuit when all this goes down? Probably the MIL, the notorious MIL, my mother-in-law. My wife will be here because she's like, I'm just Bo. I'm just here. My wife's she's the realtor. Realtor. That's something I always call it a realtor. Realtor. Some people like it's realtor. My wife doesn't. She doesn't care. Some people care. Realtor. It's a realtor. Realtor. My wife's a realtor. She's a what? She's a realtor. She's a what? She's a realtor. What? Oh, she's a realtor. No, she's a realtor. It's my country bumpkin in me. So Biscuit will stay with Mom and the notorious MIL. Jenny says, Bo, how have you decided to get your MLB content this year, being that YouTube TV doesn't care about MLB? I took Zach's advice and signed up for a free trial of MLB TV. So I've had MLB TV for, 7 years now. Well, since I moved to Wisconsin, because I am not blacked out of Cubs games, which is weird because I'm only 2 hours and some change from Wrigley Field. My friends in Iowa are blacked out from like 6 teams. They're 4+ hours from the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. So, hey, it works for me. So, so I do MLB TV. I've done MLB TV for, 8 years now. And now we get it free because I think I saw somebody mention it in the chat, T-Mobile. And T-Mobile has been running this for like 3 or 4 years now, where if you have T-Mobile, you get a free year subscription. So one of the guys in my fantasy baseball league, he has T-Mobile. One of the 17 people in America that has T-Mobile. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. So we share his pet. If they ever clamp down on that, I know there's threats. Netflix is gonna stop. Has Netflix done that yet? But all of these service providers, it's like, isn't there like a switch Can't they like flip the switch and be like, stop sharing passwords? I would think there would be like a way, like, but I guess it's hard to get around that because IP, like just do IP addresses. Well, if you travel, you're on different IP addresses, right? I don't know how that technology works, but anyway, we share passwords with our MLB TV through our fantasy baseball league. Where are we at in the chat? Where are we at? I'm going to also go off on a tangent about high school basketball. I woke up this morning and I did what I always say I want to stop doing when I wake up first thing in the morning, and I just I grab my phone. It's just like it's like a parasite. My phone is a parasite, and it's just like it's eating away at me. And it's like first thing I do in the morning, it's like I'm a zombie. I've got to look at my phone, Facebook, and then you get drool coming out and you're just staring at your Facebook, scrolling. Jesus, what the hell has happened to us? We're like freaking zombies with these goddamn cell phones. And I'm number one guilty. I've got this damn cell phone in my hand constantly. It's like glued to my palm, and I'm just like, what's on Facebook? I'm freaking zombie. It's like losing weight. I looked at pictures from spring training. I'm fat. I need to do something about it. What do? Nothing. I don't do anything about it. But I know I need to do something, like my damn phone. I need to put it away and not look at it. I need some like time away, time out. Lock it up. Throw away the key. Well, then how do I get my phone back? So anyway. So the tangent, that wasn't my tangent. The tangent was I was zombified looking through my Facebook feed, and I saw a article in one of the newspapers here. I think it was a sponsored ad, but it drew me in. Facebook algorithm, they know what zombies want. Bo the Zombie wants high school basketball content, and we're going to give him this crazy ass story about this dude, and it was fascinating. So I read this. It wasn't even a story. It was like a video. And it's like, I don't want to watch the video. I want to read the comments. So I went to the comments section, 133 comments. I read every damn one of them. And then I went to Google because this guy wrote a book, and I'll get into it. He's like a real life Forrest Gump. Let's see. Low Roller wants me to list all kinds of cards that I don't want to list. Kevin says, if anyone has T-Mobile, there you go. They're giving out a free year of MLB TV, I think today. Doesn't help with blackouts. Lame. I know. I hope they do something with blackouts because even with MLB TV, I can't watch Brewers Cubs, and I can't watch those games on TV because YouTube TV doesn't carry the Bally Sports Network. John is copywriting Wrestling Mania. Shaw Cards, what's happening? Good morning to you. And YouTube TV is going up $8 a month. Jenny says, dear Lord, find a hobby. Kyle says, Hobby Evolution is Bo's show. He can start and stop whenever he pleases. He doesn't owe us anything. Low Roller's hobby is trolling Bo. Good morning, Zach and Porter. How is LRS doing in the bracket? Not well. I know he gives sound investment advice, so I'm excited to see how he performs in the public eye. John says, Sophie's choice is creating content or keeping the air mattress constantly filled. Let's see. Low Rollers says his Bitcoin is going up. His bracket sucks, but his Bitcoin is going back. Rocket ship to the moon. T206 Kid, what's up? Good morning. Herman is here. What's up? Paul Carl, what's up? DPM Sports Cards, what is up? Indiana, good morning to you. Cooter says the Robins have been crapping on my cars for a couple weeks now. You get a head. Your spring, you get a head start down there in Oklahoma. You sold your giveaway T-shirt yesterday in your eBay store. Ooh, Low Roller stocking out my eBay store. I did. In fact, it's right here. Getting ready to be shipped. Put that right there. That'll be the next thing I ship. Thank you, Low Roller. Special shout out to Mike Redlight 34 on the awesome Realtor card holder. Yes. So Redlight 34 made the awesome couches. Mine's over. One of mine is over here. Oh. if I like reach further, I'm going to knock like half the table off. So it's like the quarter. My table, my desk right here is like that bulldozer quarter machine, where it's like if I touch this, it's going to knock like 7 cards off the table. And if I touch this, it's going to knock 23 cards and a pair of scissors off the table. Let's see. But yes, Red Light 34, who made the awesome couch people card holders, made something for my wife. It's a Realtor sign. It says sold, and then the sign itself, there's a name for it. I can't remember because my wife's like, hey, can you change out the first time she told me, can you change out the blank whatever? And I'm like, what the hell is that? Oh, that's the name of the sign, the Realtor sign. So it's a place for a business card. And she walked in and it was on the counter and she's like, what's this? And I'm like, oh, one of the guys that watches my YouTube show and one of my customers, he made that. And she's like, this is effing awesome. So she like immediately grabs a business card. She's like, oh my God. So thank you, Red Light. She was very happy and we'll be using that. Let's see. Where are we at? The chat. Where are we at? Great World Baseball Classic game last night. Trout versus Ohtani tonight for bragging rights. There he is, Red Light 34. Good morning to you. Zach says MLB TV works well if you aren't in market. Absolutely. MLB TV is the best as long as you aren't in your market for games. Fortunately, I'm just outside. The only market I'm blacked out of on MLB TV is the Brewers, which is good and bad. It's good because I don't care about the Brewers. It's bad because when I care about the Brewers, it's when they're playing the Cubs, and I'm blacked out. Thank you, Red Light 34. Hit the like button. Let's see. Free MLB buff stream. Johnny Boy Cards is here. Good morning. Got to wake up and check those eBay sales while you were sleeping. Actually, Paul, that's a pretty good point. That's the first thing I did. It's like, ooh, how many notifications from eBay do I have? My eBay sales have been slow, but that's because I was in Arizona for a week and I haven't really listed because the week I went to Arizona, I was preparing to go to spring training and I was shipping, making sure I was all caught up. So I wasn't listing. And then obviously I was at spring training. I did list some cards in my store from spring training, like here and there. I've listed some singles, but I haven't done like big bulk ads using Card Dealer Pro until yesterday. So it's been, 2.5 weeks since I've done like a big upload until yesterday. So my sales have tailed off, which I was expecting because of not adding any inventory. So that's going to be a focus here. But one of 17 focuses here over the next couple months. So it's going to be I think my sales are going to be kind of in the crapper over the next couple months with this move and all the other stuff that's just going on. Mark Marinello, what's up? Good morning to you. Thank you. Low Roller says use ad blocker. Let's see. Don't ask what has happened to the U.S. with drool while looking at Facebook. We're not in the U.S. with. Let's see. What do you think if the knucklehead in Detroit complaining about not being able to break Maravich's record? Dude had 5 years versus Pete's 3. I haven't heard that story. Have not heard that story. Hello, Wisconsin. What's up, Harlan? Yesterday morning, 18 degrees. Thursday, it's going to be 74. Welcome to Louisville. John says, tip your DoorDash drivers, please. Terry says, until I get closer to 60K listings, I list almost everything. I'm paying for the listings, so might as well use them. That's a really good point. And it's a constant battle in my own head. Is I want to list, I want to maximize my listings, right? And I want to have 60,000 listings. And then when I hit 60, I want to have 100,000 listings. I want to keep scaling up. But I want to have listings that will sell. I just don't want to have a bunch of 1989 tops or 2022 tops base that may sell one or two here and there. So it's a constant battle that I face. It's like I want to list but I want cards that sell. And yes, random 89 Topps cards do sell. I mean, I just shipped out an 89 Topps All-Star Jose Canseco yesterday. By the way, if you're listing stuff like that, Jose Canseco is a hot seller on eBay. Especially later career cards of Jose Canseco, like when he's with the Angels, Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay Rays cards of Jose Canseco, Fred McGriff, and Wade Boggs are money, easy money. So if you're selling, and you're not going to get rich. You're not going to be making $10 a card on these. $1.50 free shipping, maybe squeeze $2. Wade Boggs, Fred McGriff, Jose Canseco, Tampa Bay Rays cards, easy money. Late career cards of Ricky Henderson and Jose Canseco, easy money. So that's a battle that I constantly fight. And it's like, because I can, especially if it's what I really want. I want to find a big bulk lot of 70s cards where I can get them for like pennies. And every once in a while I can find those deals because that stuff, $1.50 free shipping, sells easy money. But it sells for easy money because it's not, the further away we get from the 70s, the harder it is to find them for that cheap of a price. Because that's in a lot of people overvalue vintage commons, especially when you go back, it's like, oh, I've got a bunch of 1960s cards and they're banged up commons. It's like, well, these are dime cards. And even in the dime boxes, they're not going to really move. And on eBay, $1.50 free shipping. But they move. And if I can get them for, a few pennies a piece, it's well worth it. Let's see. Red Light is also in Indiana. Speaking of eBay, tell us how you are honest. Yes. So we're going to get to the topic of the day. Let's see. We had honest eBayers. So that's topic of the day. Topic du jour. Does that mean the day? What's soup du jour? Soup of the day. Topic du jour. Topic of the day. Card Hobbyist is here. What's up, Card Hobbyist? I got all your Pete Rose cards last night, so list more. I will. Rich says, Bo, if you were complaining about weight, take Biscuit for more walks. I guarantee she will not object. No, she will not. If I take Biscuit for more walks, drink less beer, and eat less pizza. But that's the thing. It's like, here's the thing about weight loss. Do I need to lose weight? Yes. Do I want to lose weight? Yes and no. Yes, I do want to lose weight. No, I don't want to do what I need to do to lose the weight. I like beer. I like pizza. I like not working out. So I'm content with my fat self until the doctor says, hey, you're going to die if you don't lose weight. If it gets to that point, I'll make the necessary moves. But I know. We're talking, and now it's like, well, if you don't do it now, that's going to happen. Let's see. Does ad blocker block LRS? Where are we at? Flipping Sports Guy says, same comment as yesterday. eBay loves junk wax Canseco. Zach and Porter says, my theory on that is I'm one of them. People who PC'd those players stopped collecting during those years. Devil Ray card topic. Yeah. And there were a lot of like big name players that played for the early Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Boggs, Canseco, McGriff, just to name a few. Who else was there? Those are the only few I can name. Maybe those were the only ones. But sometimes I'll see it's like Jose Canseco, White Sox. There's not too many of them. And when I see it's like, oh yeah, I always forget. Let's see, but that's a great point because late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of us in the demographic that's watching this very show, we were off doing other stuff. High school, college. I was actually I was going to mention this, I think last month. I was talking to one of my dealers at my card show. It's a father-son combo, and the son's in high school. I think he's a senior. Yeah, he's a senior because he's been taking college trips. He's a senior in high school, and he's in Pokemon. And it was at the end of the show we were talking about Pokemon and stuff. And I'm like, And I forgot I was talking to a high school student. And I said, yeah, I never got into Pokemon because it came out when I was in high school. And after it was one of those like, ooh, insert foot in mouth. I'm talking to a high school kid who's collecting Pokemon. And I say, yeah, it came out when I was in high school, so I never collected Pokemon. It's like, I'm an idiot. Oh, what's that, Chris Farley? Oh, I'm an idiot. But I didn't. Pokemon wasn't in, but here's the thing. In the 90s, Pokemon wasn't cool if you were in high school. Pokemon was a kid game. Today, Pokemon is cool amongst that demographic, the high school kids that are collecting cards. Pokemon is cool. Pokemon wasn't cool in 1999 or 8 or whenever it came out for high school kids. It was like for little kids. But now that's not, it's different. Where are we at? Let's see. Cooter says the latest YouTube app update allows your stream to stay up while I scroll other apps. Ultimate zombie level obtained. Cooter, you're way behind. Zach is an early adopter of that update months ago. And I'm like, I don't have that. And I was like a month behind. But I've had it for several months now. John says, dude's pirating streaming and we're going to talk honesty. Only once, right? Let's see. I speed all the time. But I'm also going to tell you about crazy ass drivers. If that makes any sense. Michael Renicky, what's up? Good morning. Jose Canseco, Red Sox. Ozzie Guillen played on the race. See, that's something. There was a year of when I'm going through Topps cards, it's early 2000s, and I wasn't really paying close attention to baseball, and I wasn't collecting baseball cards. So I'm going through, it's like John Smoltz on the Cardinals. It's like, oh, I forgot about that. And like all these like, oh my God, he played for this team? And that might be the same year Ozzie Guillen played for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Let's see. Let's look up. I want to see when Ozzie Guillen played and see if this matches up with my timeline. Oh, Guillen. Oh, he only played till 2000. I thought he played into the 2000s. So his last year, he played 63 games for the 2000 Tampa Bay Devil Rays. So I'm thinking it was this. I can make it faster by just looking up John Smoltz, because it was one of the years he played for the Cardinals, which would have been oh, he only played one season with the Cardinals. So there you go. It was 2009. 2009 or maybe 10, because it looked like he played for both Boston and St. Louis in 2009. There were some random players in 2009 Topps. I wonder if we can get a team checklist. 2009 Topps team checklist. 2009 Topps. Let's see. Beckett now does, Ryan Cracknell breaks it down into team checklists on new sets, but I don't know. Beckett doesn't have it. I'm on Cardboard Connection. Do they have a set checklist? That doesn't help. I want team checklist. Not there. Maybe Chris Harris's site, Baseball Cardpedia. Can we have a breakdown? I need a breakdown. There used to be a website called teamsetchecklist.com. This is just doesn't look like it's going to have a team set checklist. It was like, or team sets for you. I wonder if that website's still on. Team sets for you. That was like back in the early days before TCDB, still a website. This is where I got all of my checklist. Team sets for you, still a website. Let's see, checklist. Here we go. What set? 2009. 2009 Topps. 2009 Topps. Topps 206. Topps. There we go. 660 cards. So the Angels. Oh, this is going to take forever if I go through. Okay. Let's just kind of scroll through. This is 2009 Topps. Players that it's like, what? He played for who? Okay, the Angels didn't have anybody that stick out, at least for me. Houston Astros. Nobody sticks out. Oakland A's, Frank Thomas. Now, I remember Frank Thomas with the Oakland A's, but still, his cards look very weird. in Oakland A's uniforms. Matt Holliday, Oakland Athletics. That's one that I don't remember. Let's see. Toronto Blue Jays. I think Scott Rowland, Toronto Blue Jays. That's one I don't remember. Let's see. And usually, and these aren't like who I was thinking, but because usually it's like guys at the end of their career, like Jose Canseco, Tampa Bay Rays, whenever. Atlanta Braves, doesn't look like there's anybody that kind of sticks out. Milwaukee Brewers. Let's see. Remember CC Sabathia was on the Brewers for a brief time. I mean, I remember that because he was on the 2008 Brewers that did really well. Trevor Hoffman and CC Sabathia were on that team. St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see. We had Troy Glaus. Is it Glaus or Glaus? Was on the Cardinals. So maybe it was 2010 because John Smoltz is not on the Cardinals checklist in 2009. So let's see. Let's just skip ahead to the Rays. And then I'm going to end this little because this isn't going how I thought it would go. Tampa Bay Rays, they had a couple like ones that stick out to me. Eric Hinsky, I don't remember him on the Rays. Troy Percival, I don't remember him on the Tampa Bay Rays. So, okay. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Where we at? Here we go. John says, went from 240 to 160 a few years back. It's diet first, 210 now and eat whatever, but balance it with gym time. 40s and 50s aren't your 20s and 30s. My 30s were in my 20s. I started slipping at like age 31. I was probably in the best shape of my life in 29. And by 32, it was all downhill from there. Flipping Sports Guy says, difference is Pokemon was brand new when you were in high school. For him, it's been established for not 40 years. Come on. How long's it been? 25. It is not. Pokemon has not been around for 40 years. Pokemon, when was the first Pokemon like cards? 98, 99, 96, 97, somewhere in there. Late 90s. Pokemon, like the cartoon or something, may be older, but the cards came out in the 90s, late 90s. Let's see. Low Roller wants to know about Funko Pops. Yeah, there's a few people that sell Funko Pops. It's not like their main thing, but they have them. Rich says, when I go for my morning walk at the mall, leaving now, so have a good day. There you go. Zach and Porter says, nice work, John. Since Bo brought up, I don't want to get all LRS on you, but you will want to start changes now. Just unwrapped 40 and it gets much harder. I know. I'm the same way. Numbered relic auto cards didn't come out until I had kids and a mortgage. They mean nothing to me. T206 kid, I think I was the only one in 99-2000 in my class, 5th, 6th grade that didn't do Pokemon. I hated it and thought it was dumb. I had my basketball cards. So 99-2000, that kind of lines up with what I was thinking as far as Pokemon. I was a senior in high school, so Pokemon was not the cool thing. In fact, baseball cards weren't. I got back into baseball cards in 98 as a between my sophomore and junior year. But then by my senior year, I was like out again. It was just a blip for a few years. There's an 81-year-old guy who walks around the mall every day because it's a huge place for Pokemon Go. I didn't know that was still a thing. MD Sports Cards, months, hasn't it been a few years that has been an ability of the app? No. Only a few months for me. Only a few months for Zach, because Zach told me about it a few months ago, and then it was about a month later for me, as far as watching YouTube videos and being able to like exit the YouTube app and scroll and still listen or watch videos. John says, please tell me you don't pull past the white line at a red light. If so, then you're dead to me. Sometimes, man, I live on the edge. Sal Dougie, good morning. That never should have been SSP Harmon Killebrew as a Kansas City Royal. Kevin says, Baseball Cardpedia is my go-to. Steve Ains Comedy is here. What's up? Good morning. Sorry I'm late. Did I hear someone say Devil Rays? Yes. The old Devil Rays. Top. Wow. So Siri, somehow I pressed Siri, and Siri on my phone says, Kevin says baseball cards Pina is my go-to. Steven's Comedy is here. What's up? Good morning. Sorry I'm late. Did I hear someone say Devil Rays? Yes. Siri got it almost right. That's impressive. Where are we at? Frank Thomas, Blue Jays. Billy Williams as an Oakland A, tough to swallow. Billy Williams is an Oakland A. Ron Santo is a Chicago White Sox. Those were tough. And I wasn't even alive. Let's see. Where are we at? Heading out to start a big project this morning. Just wanted to pop in, say hi. Thank you, Augusta Lawn Care. CC was a monster for the Brew Crew. Yeah, that 2018 was great. Sabathia was an all-time Brewer, carried that team on his back after the trade deadline. Yes, he did. He was only briefly with the Brewers, but he made it memorable. On today's date, the White Sox told a guy to go to the Birmingham Barons, a guy named Michael Jordan. Flipping Sports Guy says, CC with the Brewers. I was at the 2008 NLDS Game 2 when he pitched against Philly. Let's see. Remember that odd team player? Of course. Steve Ains says Hinske was on the Rays during the 2008 World Series run. So I don't remember that. 2000. I think I was like 2008. I was drowning in Cubs tears. Cooter says, so I wasn't paying attention to the World Series. I hate finding out someone had a cup of coffee with the Dodgers late in their career. Can't ever view them the same after. There's about 38 million worth of Funko Pops in their dumpsters if you hurry. MD Sports Card says they just had their 25th anniversary set that released in 21 called Celebrations. So Pokemon is now 27. Happy 27th birthday, Pokemon. Card Hobbyist, Hinske and Glaus were on the Braves in 2010 along with Melky Cabrera. So Pokemon came out in 96. I'm celebrating my 50th year of baseball card collecting. Congrats. Happy anniversary. With the app, you used to need YouTube Premium or whatever they call it. Aha. Where are we at? MD Sports Card says, dang, I've been using the pop-out feature for a few years. You and Zach aren't droids, are you? No, I am iPhone. Team iPhone. My typing should get better as I'm driving now and off the treadmill. Low Roller says, if you collect Pokemon in the 1990s, you probably be super rich today. Possibly. Let's see. All my 90s basketball inserts are worthless. Come on, man. At least try when you type crap like that. John says, reminder that the Phillies beat the Brewers in 2008. Dang, I wish the 34 cases of 93 Upper Deck SP boxes sitting unopened were worth something. There you go. Let's talk about those basketball card auctions. Again, I just noticed I sold one yesterday after the stream. Yes. I did not collect Beanie Babies either. So if you collected Beanie Babies in the 90s, you are now poor. You wasted a lot of money on Beanie Babies. Kind of like I wasted a lot of money on junk wax baseball cards. MD says, weird. I've only had an iPhone and have been using Pop-Out since pre-pandemic. I didn't even know it existed until a few months ago. Pikachu had a cup of coffee with the Rays in 2009. So I was reading on Facebook. I'm going to have another tangent before we get to eBay. I was scrolling through my zombified timeline and something popped up about like this mythical high school basketball player from the early 70s in Wisconsin. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It's 5 a.m. I'm going to read this. Unfortunately, there was like no story. It was just video. So I read the 133 comments. And it was almost like it was a combination of, what's up, Curmudgeon? It was a combination, by the way, the guy's name is Mickey Crow. And he was from, I think, the Eau Claire, Wisconsin area. And this would have been I think he graduated high school 75. And he was a combination. It reminded me of a combination between Forrest Gump and Bill Brasky. Bill Brasky. Remember that Saturday Night Live skit? Because all these people in the comment section are like, Mickey Crow, blah, blah, blah. He da, 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 da. And it's all like, Bill Brasky. And he was in like a real life, literal real life Forrest Gump. And the reason I say that is because he lived in Eau Claire. There was a young minor league baseball player who went on to play for the Braves, who made a stop in minor league baseball in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. You may have heard of the guy. His name was Henry Aaron. When Henry Aaron played in Eau Claire, he stayed with a family, like minor league players still do today, stay with host families. Well, Hank Aaron, stayed with Mickey Crow's family. Mickey Crow went on to become the state scoring champion in the state of Wisconsin. over 4,000 points in his high school career. That's like 1,000 points a season, which is a rarity. It happens, but it's pretty rare. That's 1,000. Like most high school basketball players, like a big milestone is scoring 1,000 points in their career. Well, he did it every single year of high school. Bill Brasky, Mickey Crow. So Mickey Crow played at this like super small high school. What the hell was it called? It was like a private school. But anyway, his dad was the head coach, and I think he bounced around in high schools and colleges. So he went to like the public school, and then he followed his dad to this private school for I think maybe the last 2 years anyway. Set the scoring record. His senior year. Oh shit! Don't want to spill the remaining remnants of my coffee. And now I just want to check, because sometimes legends grow. It's like the fish you caught 30 years ago. It's grown in size every year that you've told the story. So I just want to confirm. I'm pretty sure the dates match up. Okay, he was the head coach there. So one of the legends, or one of the stories, was Bobby Knight, head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers. He started coaching the Hoosiers in 1971. So the storyline, at least the timeline for Bobby Knight as the Indiana coach, matches up. Bobby Knight came to the Eau Claire, Wisconsin area to watch Mickey Crow play basketball. And I guess the comment, Bobby Knight was unimpressed with Mickey Crow. Not impressed in the least by his basketball skills and his potential at the Division I level with the Indiana Hoosiers. And Bobby Knight's quote was, after that, I'm never coming to Wisconsin again. He was unimpressed. Apparently, Mickey Crow didn't like to play defense. He took shots all over the floor, like half-court shots. And of course, it's like, well, if there would have been a three-point line, you know how we hear that. That was before the three-point line. So he didn't play defense. He took stupid shots. He played for a really small school, which reminds me of a player in Minnesota high school basketball of recent memory, who also scored more than 4,000 points. And I think at the time set the high school record, but also played at a very small private school. And I think he was from Duluth, Minnesota. His name was Anders Broman. And I knew of Anders Broman, and this would have been 2013, 2012, in that range. I knew of Anders Broman because he was scoring 40 points a game, but he was doing it for against cupcake competition. And he ended up going to South Dakota State, which so I followed more closely because they played in the same conference, the Summit League, as where I was working with Western Illinois. And he really didn't do much. And I think he ended up, he didn't get much playing time at SDSU, ended up transferring, I think, to a Division II. I think he did well at a Division II, but it was like, this legend. Oh, he scores 45 points a game, 4,000 points in his career. So Mickey Crow, and I need to find a book. He wrote a book. It's called Over and Back: The Strange and Troubled Life of a Wisconsin High School Basketball Legend, written by Brett Christopherson. I went to Amazon and I think it's sold out. I might be able to, since I am in Wisconsin, I might be able to, he's on Twitter, but he hasn't tweeted in almost 10 years. He was signing at the UW bookstore here in Madison 9 years ago. But one of the Forrest Gumpish stories, there was, of course, the Hank Aaron connection. There was the Bobby Knight thing. After he went off to college and he played for like an NAIA in college. I think he also played under his dad in college basketball. He got into politics, and he was a big Reagan fan. And I think as the story goes, he was either standing next to Reagan when he was shot by John Hinckley, or he was like within close proximity because he was an aide or something to do with the Reagan administration. But he was kind of like Forrest Gump was whatever presidents those were. He met all these presidents. So it gave me Forrest Gump vibes, Bill Brasky, all these stories. I remember watching Mickey Crow. Okay, so that's my Mickey Crow story. I need to find the book I want to watch. Here we go. Let's go back into the chat. Where are we at? We've got MD Sports Card saying the YouTube thing is life-changing. Speaking of the Phillies, last year's NL MVP is jokingly telling our new Trey Turner to stop showing up the entire team, which is basically like an all-star team. Can't wait for this season. To Bill Brasky. Great skit. Agreed. Flipping Sports Guy says sounds more like Daddy Ball. Dad was coach, so kid was able to do whatever he wants. That's a myth in itself. Because I've been around the game a lot, high school and college in my previous work, and usually Daddy's kid has it the hardest in like 90% of the situations where the dad is coaching the son. It's absolute hell for the son. So Daddy Ball's a myth. Daddy Ball's a myth, like Bill Brasky and maybe Mickey Crow. Just passed my wife driving. I'm proud of her for sticking with the 10-2 steering wheel technique. Hard to type text that way, but bless her heart. Bill Brasky scored 1,000 points a season while playing through a torn ACL. To Bill Brasky. I created my fantasy baseball team today. Hall of Fame card collector. Awesome. I've got a claim in for a dynasty keeper, and I had a dream about it. That's when it's like you've jumped the shark with fantasy baseball, when you're dreaming about your dynasty keeper, because it doesn't clear until tomorrow morning. So I want this keeper, and I had a dream that he was he's a hitter, but I had a dream that he was like a relief pitcher, and it's like, why are you claiming him as a dynasty key? He's a relief pitcher. Oh, but he's a great hitter too. Anyway, so I can't name the name in case somebody from my fantasy baseball team is watching and they want to put a claim. I don't even know where I land in the waiver. I guess I could look it up. I won't look it up right now, though. My son told me this year, other than football, I'm not allowed to coach him anymore because it's harder on the kids. Daddy Ball is not a myth in youth. Well, I'm talking higher levels, high school, college, varsity, in college. Youth, yeah, that's a whole different ball game. Let's see, maybe in some cases, but I played with a lot of father-son tandems and watched plenty. Couldn't disagree more on the Daddy Ball take. Good morning, all. Your ComC chatter led me to score 2 sweet Diana Taurasi autographed slabs. Awesome. Let's see. Did you say people buy Beanie Babies in the 90s when you were in high school? People bought Beanie Babies in the 90s, yes. Good news on eBay. Usually when we see eBay takes and buyer-seller interactions, when you see buyer-seller interactions on eBay, it's like negative. It's like, oh, this guy's trying to scam me, all that. But sometimes there's good. Yesterday, I was reminded that there is good in the world. I picked up my mail yesterday at the post office, my mailbox, and there was an envelope, a PWE. And I didn't recognize the name. And it felt like there was nothing. There was like no card. There was no cardboard in it. It's like, well, this is weird. It was just a handwritten letter and a $5 bill. So I read the letter. Camera's out of focus. And it was dated. So this is like an older generation, because we don't write letters like this. We don't. My generation, the generation younger than me, we don't write letters. Dated March 9th, 2023. So wow, this is like 2 weeks ago. I didn't even notice the date. Dear Mr. Thompson, on January 17th, I purchased a 1999 Fleer Ultra Michelle Van Gorp autographed card. On February 18th, I notified eBay I never received the card. You refunded my money within 48 hours. Guess what I received in the mail today? Postmarked Milwaukee on March 6th. So I have enclosed $5 to cover the card, tax, and postage. Thanks, John. Like, wow. Because usually and it seems like if you're a seller and somebody, it's like, because you as the seller know you shipped the card. But it's like sometimes it's like, did they really not get the card? And if it's somebody I know, I trust their word. But if it's somebody that's a complete stranger, it's like, I don't know. And then you go to Google, you type in eBay. Do they have any, like, are they on the blowout forums for a bad eBay? Are they on any lists? And it's like, I don't know if I trust this. I mean, usually if it's $1.50, it's like, refund it, move on. File the claim, get your 50 cents back. But it happens. Like, I have been a buyer where I haven't received a card. And obviously it's happened many times as a seller. It's happened. It happened to somebody that is in this chat where they bought some cards from me and they're like, hey, this hasn't shown up. And obviously I believe, and kind of like this John, a month later, it shows up, looked like it'd been torched, been run over by a forklift and then torched. You know, it happens. But like, and that's why I want to bring this to light, because it does happen. And we've probably all bought something that never showed up, but yet sellers always, now I shouldn't say always, sellers many times, especially dealing with strangers, I don't know if he's telling the truth because I know I shipped it. He had to have received it because I shipped it. But there's that middleman called the United States Postal Service that's in there. And they're not always reliable. So sometimes we need a reminder that this does happen. It is legit where it is stuck in Milwaukee for a month or almost 2 months. When did he bought it January 17th and it arrived on March 8th or 9th, and it was postmarked Milwaukee March 6th. So it sat either in Madison or Milwaukee for almost 2 months before it shook loose in Milwaukee and went on to New York or wherever he was. So I just wanted to, and I posted that, and man, did it get a lot of traction on Twitter. But that's good. That's good. And I'm glad, because we get so much. What are some of the most popular videos on YouTube? Jeff Wilson takes money from the IRS or whoever's given that, the federal government. What gets all scammers, backyard breaks, like all this bullshit gets all this time on social media, and we bitch about it and we talk about it. But we don't talk about it. And somebody like commented, what's, and I'm going to mock him. He doesn't follow me, so I'm going to mock him. What did he say? And I'm just going to ignore it. Am I missing something here? Seeing all the replies makes it look like the guy is a saint, but he got refunded his money for the card and still got the card and is now paying $5 for it. What am I missing here? What are you missing here? That many people, like, he's honest. Yes, he did the right thing, but many people don't. And when people do the right thing, we see eBay. Oh, this eBay scammer. The guy that I wrote the blog about and I did videos about. We see that constantly on our news feed. We constantly see the negativity, the scammers. This guy keeps claiming that he didn't get it. He's taking advantage of the system. That's what we see day in, day out. What we don't see day in and day out is guys writing letters and sending $5 back, which, by the way, it was a $5 card. So it's not like he overpaid me or underpaid me. He paid me what he paid for it. We don't see this every day. That's why I put it out there, and I'm glad it got the traction on social media that it did. It had over 26,000 impressions on Twitter. 293 likes, 18 retweets. That's a lot. 26,000 impressions. By the way, most of my tweets, let's do the tweet right before it. The glossary of hobby terms. Now that got some traction. But still, that got traction at 2,700. So 26,000, a lot of people saw that, and that's good because we need to see that, hey, not only does the USPS actually fail to deliver items in a timely manner, it's not just buyers making shit up so they can get a free $5 card. It happens. And guess what? There's honest people that when they get that card, when it's lost in the mail for 2 months, and they get the card, they send the money back. So that's why we highlight the right thing, because we don't always see that. And the right thing, this probably happens. Well, I don't know if this, like a handwritten letter like that, but the action of reaching out, because it does happen. I'll get messages like, hey, you refunded me the money. And usually when it happens, somebody messages me and they're like, hey, you refunded me for this card I never got. It showed up like 2 months later. What's your PayPal? And I say, I don't need, keep it. You waited 3 months for a $1.50 card. You can keep the card. So there are people out there that do that. So this isn't like a one-off. It happens. It happens more than we all know. But it just doesn't get covered because we're too buried in the sand with scammers and bad breakers and Jeff Wilson's PPP scamming or what. I shouldn't say that. Jeff Wilson's PPP drama. That's not drama. So that's why I tweeted that out. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go back and we'll wrap it up. Where are we at? Let's see. If LRS had bought Apple stock instead of Pogs, then he'd be sleeping on a real mattress today. Let's see. You get $5 in the mail. Do you have reports? $5 to Uncle Sam since you received money in the mail. Oop, there you go. Yep. Low roller. You got me. I got to claim that. Let's see. Can we create a fantasy baseball league for the channel? No. If you have my blessing to use the name, and anybody that wants to join a Hobby Evolution fantasy baseball league, if somebody else wants to be the commissioner, and enough people want in, I'm more than happy, and we can follow along. But I don't want to be in another fantasy baseball. One is enough for me. I almost said one is too many. One is just enough. I'm perfectly fine with one. Let's see. Honest people are great. Chat trolls, not so much. People just love negativity. I know that's what people in general just love gossip and negativity. That's why the evening news is still a thing. Yeah. Take a look at the newspaper. Take a look at the evening news. TMZ is popular. America likes to see people fail. That is true. Card Hobbyist says we can't take our eyes off of negative things. It's evolutionary, beneficial to keep an eye on the lion rather than the pretty flowers. There is some truth to that. But sometimes we need to smell those flowers, right? We can't keep an eye on the lion at all times. We need to balance, keep a balancing act. Then again, we also pity professional athletes because someone trolls them. Society is upside down. Let's see. MD Sports Card says he'll watch stock market coverage on CNBC or Fox Business daily. It's awful, but the consumption and traction negativity gains makes a lot of money in the media world. It does, and that's why content creators focus on the negative, because it gets clicks, it gets views. Let's see. Sports Card Radio has a video coming up today. 1 million Cubs sends himself $5 for YouTube subscribers. Michael Williams says, keep light on the positive. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Michael. Shaw Card says, good karma. Absolutely. MD Sports Card says, also, Oak Creek Hub blows. Yes, it does. Oak Creek, it's like every issue that I have, I shouldn't say every, most of the issues I have with when people don't receive their cards or they're just stuck forever. Guess where the last scan occurred? Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Bo used to like SCR. I still do. And I watch their videos. I think they're great. But I do get tired of Jeff Wilson's PPP stuff, and I don't like the last video I didn't watch. But generally speaking, I like most of their content. Some of it I don't like. And I'm sure everybody in this chat, everybody watching this channel, I guarantee you, every single person here likes something I say and dislikes something else I say. Kind of like John, kind of like what you're saying. You disagreed with my athlete take, but you agreed with my whatever take. I don't know. Boomba Sports Cards. He says he'll commissioner. I'm down like a fat get on a seesaw. Kevin says, I'd love to join a fantasy baseball league. Hall of Fame. There's 3. Your wife wouldn't like you smelling the flowers versus watching for the Lions. Let's see. Where are we at? Low Roller says you don't have to report $5 to Uncle Sam since you got paid old-fashioned cash. That's another myth. Let's see. Hey, Jenny, who do you collect for your PC? The IRS can't track your $5 cash. Until you buy something. And of course, $5. They're not going to piss around with $5, but make it $50,000. Say you get $50,000 in cash and then you go buy a car and see how Uncle Sam can track that. Boomba Sports Card says you want to do points or roto. I collect twins mainly and then whatever catches my eye. Let's see. Hall of Fame wants to do points. Let's see. MD Sports Card says, Jenny, I'm on the league if it's people that regularly contribute to chat. SCR, Chasing Cardboard, all of them, we have stuff we like that they put out and stuff they don't. Absolutely. Baltimore USPS is so bad I travel out of state to mail my cards. Raphael, what's up? Good morning to you. Curmudgeon says, don't watch the news. We haven't in 10 years and missed nothing. Jenny asks MD if he's on Twitter. Card Hobbyist only watches local news. Kyle says there's a ton of good people in the world and most of us have more in common than difference. That's true. Even the people that we see like content creators, it's like, I bet he's a jerk. Or on Twitter. There's people on Twitter that I like 100% disagree on like most of their takes. But I bet if we were in a bar and sat next to each other and just shot the shit, we would get along swimmingly. Negative Press Clouds is from Seeing the Good. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says local news might be the worst more than national. Well, maybe not local. At least tries to add 20-second fluff pieces. I don't really watch too much local. I don't really watch any news, local or national. I read, I consume. That's what's great about the internet. I can consume what I choose. I'm not just stuck watching whatever station pushes at me. I don't follow blindly one network over the other. Boomba says Twitter is pretty legit for cards. I agree. I was so hesitant on Twitter at first. Like I've been in on Twitter since 2000, like well before I had a smartphone. And you remember when you had to text in like 40404 and you typed in a message and you texted it to 40404 and it put it on your Twitter account. Back in like 09, 10. But it was like, that was when I was working in college athletics, high school athletics, and then college athletics. And then when I got into cards, it's like, I do Facebook groups. I'm leery about Twitter. Now I'm leery about, actually, it wasn't long after. It's like, Facebook's like the worst when it comes to cards. Actually, there's probably other, I don't do Instagram cards very much. I don't do TikTok. I don't do whatnot. I don't do all the other apps. I'm old. I do Facebook and Twitter. And I'll dabble in Instagram. Anyway, US Sports Card says, can I count watching Hobby Evolution as my morning news routine? Absolutely. Let's see. Sal Dougie's in on a Hobby Evolution fantasy baseball. Let's see. Brian Wolf, good morning to you. So, whoever wanted to commission the fantasy baseball league, drop your contact info in the chat, whether it's email or Twitter or whatever. And if anybody wants in on a Hobby Evolution Fantasy Baseball, I'm probably out. I just want to stick to my one league, but I am curious on how it all plays out. So I do want updates to see how people are doing, bragging rights amongst the group. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Last night I uploaded the latest video for the new house and how it's coming along. We're still a couple weeks away from putting walls in, but we're getting closer. We've got dates for showings on this house, so gonna be a busy time. That shelf behind you reminds me of an old audio video card from school. Oh my God, yes. Oh, when that puppy rolled into the classroom, you knew it was on. Yes. We don't have to listen to the teacher today. It's movie day. Yes. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. Back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central, not 6:20, low roller scratcher. But I do appreciate the chat in the morning. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk tomorrow.